What is up, everyone? Conixis here, and welcome back to Shutting Song Starnova. And as you remember last time, we got a whole lot of Quasar drama. Kamito got fucking T-boned by Haruka and fucking sex, not really sex scandal. Well, her sex scandal was already over, but now the love triangle scandal. They were doing their live and they almost made it, but then Haruka fucked it up. So that was Haruka's big revenge. not as crazy as I thought it would be, but hey. But anyways, that has been that. And so far, not much of the Aki drama has really surfaced. Like, the only thing is her mom came to the office trying to get in goods with me, to, you know, put on my good side and be like, oh yeah, Aki's gonna be great and top idol and stuff like that. But anyways, let's see if this actually goes anywhere, because as you remember, they said, or the producer said to himself, that we don't even notice the first warning sign. But I guess we're gonna find out today. The day of our Budokan Live having arrived, the girls filed into the ready room and changed into their uniforms. Kinda hard to believe that just a week ago, the Quasar girls were in this room getting ready for their live, huh? Afraid you're gonna catch the cooties from them? Of course not. What do you think, I'm an elementary schooler? We better be careful, everyone. I wouldn't be surprised if they left traps for us. That's exactly the sort of thing those girls would do. Make sure to watch your step. They could have dropped, caltrops. You're making me go to the Google again! What is a caltrop? What? Caltrop. Caltrops. What the hell is this? It's like a spiked, it looks like a... What the hell? Eddie first a weapon made of 2 more sharp nails. Like, Jesus Christ! Jesus! Make sure to watch your step. They could have dropped caltrops on the floor for all we know. I mean, if they did, that's dirty. Like, Jesus, that looks painful. So the enemy's booby traps may be afoot. Eh? Are you serious? Of course something like that's impossible. Besides, I'm sure the janitors would have already cleaned up this place after the live. Well, I'm sure Sashichi's right. Anything they would have left behind would probably be long gone by now, if they had a hidden camera. Anyways, let's do our best. To tell the truth, my heart's never beat this hard before alive. Wait, this hard before alive before. Yeah, I thought I said before, but then there was another before. I thought I was imagining it. We're all the same way, Haki-chan. Alright, let's get out there and beat everyone up. Round 1, knock them out. Fight! Of course we're gonna do that, you bumpkin. What did you think we were about to participate in a martial arts competition all this time? Eh? But I thought Budokan was the National Martial Arts Hall. Isn't that why we've been training around the clock to deliver our fist of justice to them other Quasar girls? Unbelievable, just unbelievable. Isn't that Budo? I think. There's a name that starts with, I don't know. No, Matan's just trying to loosen the mood a bit. Everyone, this is our time. When we're the #1 idol unit in the country, all our fans are going to be saying it started here, at our first Budokan Live. If tonight's going to be the first chapter in that book of Starnova's time at the top of the idol industry, then let's make it a good one. Oh! Do your huddle. Aki finished makeup and stood from her chair to join the other girls. Suddenly sharp pain shot through her chest as she stood. She nearly stumbled to the floor at the unexpected sensation. Her heart felt like it had just been stabbed with a hot dagger. Her hands wrapped against her lower rib cage as she gulped down her tears. No, now's not the time for this. She swallowed the terrible pain and straightened her back. Where had that pain come from? It was just a coincidence. It was just a coincidence, wasn't it? There's no way that something's wrong with my body. I won't accept it. Not here. Even if something's really wrong, we'll just have to power through it. Or else, everything we've worked for will have been in vain. With that, Aki slapped her face back into focus and strode out of the ready room. It's showtime. Come on, let's do this. No time for second thoughts now. Oh, there it is. But be careful, my girl. Don't kill yourself now. Don't know what that was, but chill. Aki arrived where the other girls were waiting for her backstage. Aki-chan, is something the matter? Nothing. Just had to use the toilet for a bit. Unbelievable. You better make sure nobody saw you. It'll negatively affect your image if it get leaked online that idols have to use the bathroom, you know. Who believes that they don't know? Like that. Of course I know that. What do you think? I became an idol yesterday? Alright. Aki cleared her throat for the girls' traditional pre-performance huddle. I'll keep it short this time, since we already said all that needed to be said earlier. But let's really shine out here tonight. Despite us not being that popular at first, some of the fans out there have been with us ever since our debut live, you know? I know because I've spoken to them at our handshake events. People are counting on us to cheer them up from their troubles. No matter what happens, let's bring them our best smiles. All together! Shining brighter than everyone else, a light to turn night into day. We are Starnova! Hooray! Ours feels more like a cheer, so the Quasar feels like a cult chant. Anyways, the platform raised the girls to the stage as the final notes of the overturned music echo through the hall. Stage lights activated, revealing the 7 girls that Starnova standing in the ring. It's crazy, because Julie's ended here, but Aki's is still getting going, because we have not had the mama drama yet. The crowd roar of approval filled the chest of the girls with both happiness and anxiety. They were here. The crowd was happy to see them. Now they had to deliver. Oni-chans, let's go! As soon as their first song began, their training took over their bodies. They lost themselves in the dizzying stage lights, the booming music, and the cheering of the crowds. But through countless hours upon hours of drilling, they stayed in perfect unison. Aki-chan! Do your best! In the audience, the men of Starnova fan club were decked out in their happy and raised their beacons on high. The girls danced back by the sea of lights as the audience waved their glow sticks along to the song. I watched from the control room as the dance went on. Wait a minute. Okay, everything's still. I thought I'd stop recording. I'm about to say, what the fuck? So far, so good. The girls were in top form. Everything was being done perfectly. Aki truly had drilled the girls into very model of professional idol women. I was interrupted by a woman's voice. Thank you for your work, producer-san. Yumiko-san, my daughter told me I could watch from here. Yumiko looked out from the window of the control room and smiled lovingly at the stage. She's beautiful, isn't she? Yes. She really is in top form tonight. And she's gonna have like that pain drop and then everything's gonna go to shit, isn't it? Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Yumiko stretched her hand and appeared to cradle Aki from far away. Tiny body in her palm. I wish I could preserve this moment forever. My perfect daughter, my Aki. It didn't matter what I said at this moment because Aki's mother wouldn't be able to hear it. The only thing on her mind was her daughter dancing on stage before her eyes. Pride oozed from every orifice on her face. Tears welled up in her eyes. Aki, standing at the center of Nippon Budokan, the thrill of everyone around her, was Kashiwagi Yumiko's affirmation that her everything had been worth it, that she had succeeded not only as a mother, but as an individual, that her very existence had been validated only by the monstrous sight before her. Momentous? Why did I say monstrous? My little girl! And then she drops. Aki smiled confidently as she spun her twin tails gracefully, arcing around. I can do it! She raised her hands to the heavens. The sea of men and women gathered around raised their glow sticks high with her, as if she had cast a spell of absolute obedience on them. I can still do it! She moved back and spun to face the crowd on the opposite end of the hall as the second row spun to the front. Yep, there it is. Without warning, it felt as if someone had buried a knife into her chest. Feeling the second random pain of the night, Aki's head spun. Was something really wrong with her? It doesn't matter. I can heal after the live. She shook off the pain and smiled twice as wide as before. Fearing that the audience might notice her pain, she danced twice as hard. She sung twice as loud. her injury was discovered, it would be all over. She had to make sure it didn't affect her performance. If I don't give a perfect performance now, we'll lose our lead against Quasar. We'll let everyone down. And Mama will... Aki raised her head to the control room. She knew she was watching her. I can't fail here, not right now. My girl, I'm scared. Ah, she's so good, Mama. God, Aki, don't die. Jesus Christ. Ah. Aki's heart pounded in her ears, deafening out even the music, deafening out even the roars of the audience. Aki-chan? The other girls realized something was happening. Oh, Aki-chan, Aki-han's glowing. The girls had never seen Aki dance like that. Oh, the same way. It was as if she transcended her physical form and taken the body of an angel. Her body soared in the skies as she jumped, as if no longer constricted by the limits of the human body. Her face was locked in a trance as if she bared everything, all of her pride, her joy, her pain, her sorrow to the audience. Various members of the audience gasped in wonder. What's happening? Aki-chan? Yosuke put his hand down on his comrade's shoulder. I saw it. He closed his eyes, tears dripping down his cheeks. For a moment, I saw it. Okuda Shiro reflected in Kashiwagi Aki's body. Oh, wait a minute, the second coming. The rebirth of the Empress! With a grand span, Aki raised her arms high as if addressing her people, the new goddess of the entertainment. Spellbound by the souls of Budokan raised their hands on high as well. The song had ended. Okay, so at least she made it. If she passes out, she can pass out when they're off stage. But I didn't want her to pass out on stage and then she feels like shit afterwards. The standing ovation echoed through Aki's chest. Growing men embraced each other as they wept, for they had witnessed the rebirth of the birth of an angel, a moment of religious wonder. The new Empress had been born. Anyways, goddammit. Perfect peace returned to the Imperial Gardens, where the departure of thousands of men who had gathered at Bugen to cheer on the girls of Starnova. I walked out of the building with the heroine of the show, just as amazed as everyone else at her performance. I'm just glad she didn't do it on stage, because then she'd feel like complete shit if she messed it up. So I'm glad if something's gonna happen, it didn't happen until after it was all over. So I didn't want her to feel the pain and on top of that feel like shit for feeling like she ruined the live. Like, thank God. Man, in all my life of watching idols, I've never seen a performance like that. You were really great out there tonight. And I'm not just saying this because I'm your producer. Here, check out your rare reviews on Chipper. It took the rare liberty of allowing a talent to see unfiltered social media content. The public response to the net was literally so strong that it felt confident enough to show Aki everything in real time. Well, I was just doing what needed to be done at Starnova Center. Still, we've got a long way to go, you know. That level of performance should be the norm for all of our lives. Wait, this is a dumb one, but new theory, this one's gonna be stupid, but a new theory I've just come up with. This is gonna be the dumbest one. It's another Shiro theory. What if Shiro was able to take Idol's body so she could continue being #1, and now that she's grown old, she's taken Aki's body, and that was the pain she was feeling, and the radiance was Shiro taking complete control. God damn it, it's such a stupid thought, but hey, I already suspected she might have been a man, so why not throw in body snatching as well? God damn it. But I don't know why that thought came to mind, but it just came to me. It was only impressive because all of our past appearances have been mediocre at best. You know, you're being too modest. Come on, get your shit-lowly act together. Watching you tonight really lit a fire in my heart, though. I feel like we can really do it. We can take the #1 place at the Grand Prix this year. I'm gonna do everything I can to get Soma and Music and Shining Productions to throw their resources into making you the next big thing. Considering your best years are still ahead of you, and just how much fans love you right now, it's only natural that you should have all the best people in the world backing you up. Oh man, I'm pretty excited for this. I'm glad to hear you like my performance. Of course I did! The way your red twin tails twirled around you as you spun was really great. So, that was your Yeah, it is! For some reason, the protagonists of these games have a real twin tail family. Like, Kaito and now Producer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like me some twin tails too, but not to the point where I'm like, I want to be enveloped in their scent. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, wait a minute. So that was your fetish all along, Producer. I should have known. Well, pointing out where your appeal points are is part of my job, too. Well, enough of me for the night. You must be exhausted. The other girls have already left for the night. Get a good night's rest. You'll need it for everything that's about to happen from now. Yeah, you can count on me. And with that, Aki walked to her mom. Thank you very much, Producer-san. I'll drive Aki home. Of course. Have a good night, Yumiko-san. Of course. Have a good night as well. That Yumiko ushered Aki to the front seat of her car. Two of them left for the night. I better get back home, too. Aki exhaled as she finally walked through the doorway of her apartment. Just as the door closed behind her, her knees finally gave out. She tumbled flat on the ground, her consciousness rapidly fading. Aki? Aki! The adrenaline rush of the live gone, her entire body felt like it was sinking in magma. In truth, she had been hiding the full extent of her illness from anyone. Sweat poured down her face as her insides squirmed. She could only moan pathetically in agony, in a moment from losing all bowel control. No matter how hard she willed it, her body didn't respond to her command. Her head spun, and the corners of her vision gradually turned black, and drool leaked from her mouth. What was wrong with her? Was this it? Was this how she was going to die? She distantly saw her mom shouting at her. Her mom raised her up and poured a cup of water down her throat. Aki coughed up the water intermixed with vomit. She vaguely felt her mother carry her to the bathroom while rubbing her back. She had no idea how much time had passed in the bathroom, but gradually her body relaxed and her consciousness returned. She had felt her mother's touch on her back for what must have been over an hour. Somehow that made her pain subside. Her mom sat down beside her on the sofa with a tray bearing a cup of water and some aspirin. Looks like you're better now. Thank you, Mama. Here, take this with water. Aki did as she was told, swallowing the medicine. Her mother put a thermometer in Aki's armpit. That's how it works? Wait, really? You can do that? Aki's really been working hard, hasn't she? Aki's an adult now, so Mama can tell her this. But feeling pain's totally normal. It's only natural if you're trying to get something done, your body will be in pain. You'll have to bear even greater pain to survive in this world. Like when I gave birth to you. Mama was in so much pain then. Maybe the more important something is, the more painful it is to make it happen. Aki, Mama has gone through so much pain for you. I know. You will keep this a secret, won't you? Oh. If your producer finds out, he'll keep you from performing again. You know, and, you don't want that, do you? Of course, I'll keep it a secret. I just got a little overhyped after the live, but I'm fine now. All I need is some sleep, and I'll be good as new. So don't worry about me, Mama. Mama's so proud of you. Such a strong girl. For some reason, Aki could not smile as her mother embraced her. Yumiko reached into Aki's shirt and took out the thermometer. Looks like you're going to be just fine. Isn't that good? She took the thermometer away before Aki could read the temperature. Then rest up for the night. Yeah. Good night, Mama. Good night, Aki. Mama was really happy to finally see you on stage again. Such a controlling bitch. Damn you, Yumiko. You bitch. My girl is sick. Let her stay off the dancing and training for a while. Incess of their latest live having vaporized the girls' worries, they sat scattered about on the dance floor, chatting among themselves before the arrival of their drill sergeant Lily. Yeah, it sure is nice to win for a change, eh? Natan's got a whole lot more followers on Chipper thanks to that live. Maybe she's really upgraded into a city idol now. And yet you still misunderstand things all the time. Oh, now, Maria, that's only because Natan wants to lighten the mood whenever we're all feeling anxious. I'm sure she's just joking around, playing up her character, just like the rest of us. What the hell? Sasayon's been reading all our trade secrets here. It's not like I particularly act this way for the sake of increasing my appeal. Truly, the road of the Black Song is long and filled with such trivials. Oh, haven't seen you in a while. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. Why, though? Like, why? Perhaps Gunter may convince you all to finally start acting like normal girls. Oh, keep that thing home or I swear I'll... My, but I would get lonely without his companionship. He is quite the handsome gentleman from Germany, after all. So sharp and attentive, he obeys my every command with such precision. Yeah, so your boyfriend is a knife or something? Certainly, Julie would be no stranger to having relations with an inanimate object. Ah, you got called out, top bitch. Oh, you saying I want to scrap? Yay. You saying you want to scrap, ho? Don't make me take off my earrings. Again, you don't have them, so that making that comment just makes you look stupid. Stop. And Prost, do you really want to fight the Yandere? Are you sure about that? Especially since she's branding a knife? Are you guys ever going to start getting along like a real idol unit? Leave them alone. They're just kidding around anyways. Anyways, Aki-chan's running unusually late, isn't she? Has she texted any of you about running late? Of course she hasn't said a word to me. Besides, doesn't she usually text the most with Mika? Yeah, like those two are so cool. I didn't know this. Like, she seemed like she disliked her, and Mika seemed like she disliked her. But those two be on the low hanging out. Really? I thought for sure that she texted with everyone else a lot more than me. Of course not. In fact, the only message she ever sends me is to remind her about extra practice sessions. So I should have known that shit Loli had something against me. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's mostly what she texts me about, too. Any of y'all talk with her? Now that you mention it, I guess I don't really talk too much with Aki-chan outside of work. What about Maria? I talked to her a bit about what happened while I was a member of Quasar, you know, to strategize a plan at our angle, but overall, we keep business when we talk. The girls turned their attention to me. I didn't know y'all were such good friends. That's cute. Well, I talk to her mostly about games and anime. I sometimes ask her for advice. You know, when my jobs aren't going so well. I thought it'd be good to get an opinion of someone more experienced, so I started talking to her outside of work, and from there I guess we started talking about other things too. Are you serious? All this time you were the one who knew the most about our drill sergeant, Loli? Yeah, that's a surprise, because it didn't seem like you two clicked that well. But damn, these two were best friends on the low! I thought you two hated each other or something. Well, spill the beans. Did she say anything interesting about herself? Come to think of it, we still don't know much about Aki's outside work. Just what kind of person is she when she's not around us? She's mostly the same as when she's at work. But could it be that you know something about her? Well, aren't we intruding on Aki-chan's privacy here? Don't worry, Sasa-chan. It's all for the sake of the unit. The sake of the unit. I don't really know much of the details, and I could be totally wrong. But one time she came over to my place and said something about wanting to avoid her mom. Later I messaged her if she had a bad relationship with her mom, as my own mom and myself often had disagreements as well. But then she seemed to deny claiming to avoid her mom, and wrote nothing but praise for her. Do you think her mom had her phone? Hey now. Something about it seemed really fishy to me. Oh, you suppose her mom's one of those crazy people who reads everything their kids' cell phones?
Maria, we met her ourselves at Budokan Live, didn't we? She seemed like a nice person.
Yeah, Sasami, that's what she wants you to think. It's like the full Loli act. She appears nice, but when those two are alone, she can be beating her with a brick. You don't know this? People are different. They have their public face and then their private face. You don't know how she's like. Coming from the land of Starnova, that's not reassuring at all. Knowing you could meet Genghis Khan himself, and all you'd be saying is,
He seems like a really nice old man.
you're too pure, Sasami. That's why I like you. You're just too pure. God damn it. You gotta think some bad things every now and then. Indeed, keeping your relationship with your mother intact is a precarious thing when you're an idol. Oftentimes, many parents disapprove of their children pursuing an unsuitable line of work. I suppose I can't say I'm particularly on good terms with my mom either. Huh? Me? My mom stopped taking care of me when I was 14. I was a real stuck-up brat when I was a kid, who thought I had the world figured out. Still, I respected the fact that she trusted me enough to let me live my life my way. It was tough. It was tough, though, since I had to face the music by myself, when my choices didn't pan out the way I wanted. Well, I suppose my folks back home didn't really like seeing me leave the farm either. But Natan's gonna show them that they don't need to worry about old me. Once I graduated from being an idol, I'm gonna return to my hometown with a big I'm back, and try to help the folks out there with what I've learned from the city.
Natan really does love her family, doesn't she?
You betcha I do. Out of the countryside, you gotta stick together. What about Sashayan?
Of course I love my family very much. Even though my mom is really too noisy from time to time.
Just the kind of plain vanilla response I expected to hear out of the Lion of Starnova, huh? I guess not all of us can have dark backstories.
Well, you guys better fix up your relationships with your parents soon. Even if they don't seem to support your decision to become an idol, I'm sure it's just because they're worried about you. In the end, you can always depend on your family.
Sashayan's exactly right. Well, getting back to what we were talking about. So, Mika-chan, you think something weird is going on between Aki-chan and her mom?
Honestly, I don't want to guess about something so important.
To tell the truth, I didn't really get a good impression out of her at the live.
But how can you say that for certain when you only seen her for a few seconds?
Just the way she came off. People like that are a dime a dozen in this business, you know. She just had the look of someone used to manipulating others. Oh, you got that right. I, of all people, know best what people like that are like. I can't say I like how she smelled either. You suppose she's in this for the cash? It's gotta be that. She just wants to see her daughter become a top idol, get rich so she can retire early. Before Sasami could once again chastise the girls for speaking ill of the center's mother, without proof, they heard the door to the dance studio open. Good morning. Look at this unbelievable sight. I show up late for a few minutes and already all you ladies are lounging about on the floor. The girls abruptly ended their conversation and wiped any trace of having spoken shit about Aki's mom behind her back in a heartbeat. Indeed, women were fearsome creatures like that. Couldn't help but relax after our big live, you know. Considering how big of a hit it was with our fans, don't you think we deserve a little break? Come on, cool that fire in your twin tails down a bit and relax. No way! Just because we won this round doesn't mean that we've got the fight. We've got this fight with Quasar in the bag. Come on, let's get changed. It's time to practice more. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, you need to chill though, Aki. Like, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The girls danced along as Aki counted the beat. Finally, the song ended. Sasami grabbed her water bottle and took a drink.
Aki-chan, aren't you tired?
Even if I am, that doesn't mean I can take things easy. Besides, this level of training is only expected for a top idol. Speaking of that, you really were kicking some ass at the live. Seriously, where did that come from? You suddenly, powered up and became an idol machine.
Mecha idol Aki-chan? Could it be a robotic implants? Aki-chan was glowing for real. So darn bright that old Natan could hardly even look at her straight without going blind. Well, I am the center after all. Like I said, the center's always got to be shining. But Aki-chan, after the live, your face was pale. You seriously look like you were on the verge of fainting.
And she did.
And yesterday, you seemed really out of it, too. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating alright? Of course I am. You don't need to treat me like a kid just because I'm short. Alright, but if you need any help, then I'll do my best.
Telling the center to relax and leave things to you, right after she stole the thunder from you last night, aren't you gunning for Aki's rank a little too hard here, Sasa-chan? I guess the Llama Starnova really has sprouted horns after all.
Well, I obviously didn't mean it like that.
With that, the girls giggled. Anyways, let's keep practicing. The day's still young, and we've got to make sure most of our free time, before the Grand Prix, we gotta make the most. You all better work till you drop. Oh boy. It's evening. Aki kept dancing along with the others as their song played on the CD. As the hours passed, sweat began to pour down her face. Her shirt clung to her body, and her hair was most likely a mess, but she couldn't care about that now. All that mattered was pulling off a grand victory at the Grand Prix. At Budokan, she entered a trance, and a goddess had taken over her body. She had performed hundreds of lives before, but never had she reached such magnificent high. The bar had been set. Her fans would expect that level of performance from now. Aki did not know if she could ever pull off such a feat again, but she could not rest until she found a way to bring such superhuman performance from a second time. This time, it would be on the stage of the Idol Grand Prix, and this time, it would finally ascend her to the place of her dreams. It would make her into the #1 idol of the nation. I've gotta keep dancing. However, Aki realized that the others had stopped dancing. What were they doing? Were they lazing off again? They all turned around and faced her, concern in their eyes. Their mouths moved, but Aki could not hear their voices. In fact, she felt detached from everything that was happening around her. Somehow, her consciousness had detached from her body. She willed her body to move, but it ignored her commands. Like a puppet with its strings cut, Aki's body lost locomotion and crumpled to the floor. The others all ran toward her in shock. What's going on? Aki wanted to talk, but her mouth did not move. Instead, only gas came from her face. It felt like she was watching a movie of herself gasping helplessly on the floor. The others gathered around her. Sasami picked her up and held her in her arms, tears running down her face while Maria was shouting something at the top of her lungs. Julie and Nemu ran out of the room. The film turned darker and darker. Now all she could see was Sasami's face. Producer-san appeared. He knelt down beside Sasami and held onto Aki's shoulders. Producer-san. She had always liked him. If this was really going to be the end, at least she got to see his face as she died. The film froze. There was now only a white spot. It grew larger and larger until everything disappeared. Oh boy, Aki moaned as her senses slowly returned. Where was she? She was lying on bed, tubes and wires attached to her body. She looked around in confusion. How had she gotten here? Was she alone? Relief came over her when she saw Producer-san next to her, sleeping, hunched over in a chair. I see. That guy must have gotten me admitted to the hospital. Looks like I've been found out. Aki once again closed her eyes. I awoke to the stirring of Aki's sheets. Realizing that Aki might have regained consciousness, I shot up and faced her. Aki, are you okay? She slowly opened her eyes. Now we're here again, but this time you're in a hospital bed. God damn it! Boy, that's not good. What happened? You collapsed in the dance studio during practice. I'm sorry. I bowed my head to Aki. I had no idea you were so overworked. All this is because I couldn't manage your schedule properly and piled too much onto you. As your producer, I'm truly ashamed things got to be this bad. I've already canceled all your jobs for this month. You'll need to rest and take things easy from now if you're going to make a full recovery. No, I can still work. There's no way that's going to happen. The doctor says your body's exhausted. Not only that, but your lungs are inflamed and your internal organs were on the verge of failure. It's going to take months for you to fully heal. This is an order as your producer. You're going to suspend all new activities for this season. It was my choice. It was my choice to keep working. And it was my choice to keep working now. None of it's your responsibility. Of course it's my responsibility. Don't mess with me. We've worked so hard and come so far. There's no way I'll ever give up the Grand Prix. I'll do it. I'll become a star idol even if it kills me. I stood from my chair. Don't say things like that so lightly. It's your life, you know. What's the point of becoming number one if you're dead? I always figured the life of an entertainer would be a short one. Don't worry. This is fine. Have you lost your mind? There's always next year, and the year after that. But if you're dead, that's it. It's the end. There's no more chances after that. Aki, Pent-up emotion bubbled in my chest, threatening to erupt like a volcano. I had watched over Aki so many trials. Our time together had been filled with both laughter and tears. Perhaps I had become naive to believe that our days could just go on happily as ever. But to hear from Aki's mouth that she was perfectly willing to sacrifice everything, all to win, it filled me with tremendous sorrow. It's me who needs you. Whenever you get hurt, then I feel injured. And if you're not here anymore, then I would be dead as well. Even if my body keeps breathing, there would be no soul left within me. Oh, I made her cry. Oh, damn. Tears dripped down her eyes. I bent down and held her in my arms. Don't worry. I'll think of some way to handle this. Everything will be fine. Leave everything to me. After all, you're my beloved idol. There's no way I would let you down. You're my beloved producer, son. I trust you. I gave her a gentle rub on the head before straightening my back with resolve. A pivotal moment had come. I had to save this situation, or else Starnova would miss its greatest opportunity to shine. I steeled myself for the task at hand and left the hospital. I returned to work. Aki, my girl, you gotta take it easy. Everybody's ended up in the hospital in their story. God damn it! This is the second time you ended up in the hospital. The girls sat gathered around Aki's hospital room. Sasami was in the midst of cutting up an apple for Aki beside the bed, while Nemu was taking care of to water the flowers. Yeah, but it sure is a relief that Aki's gonna be alright, eh? When I told my folks about what happened, they sent me this box of traditional medicine right away. Nathan pulled out a wooden box containing a strange concoction of herbs and roots. Even though it tastes pretty nasty, I hear this stuff's real good for you. Thanks. I can't believe you overworked yourself this badly. Have you been eating alright? Getting enough sleep? I suppose not, huh? Maria, you sound like her mom or something. I'm just trying to be a responsible senpai. For crying out loud. Do you have to go there? I might look like this, but there's no way I'd be old enough to be Aki's mom unless I gave birth at the age of 8. God damn it. How old is Maria? Maria's 25. Wait a minute. She's 25. Yeah, so buddy's 10. Wouldn't it be at the age of 7? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wouldn't it be the same? Wait a minute. Izaki's 18 and you're 25. So if you minus the 10, it's 15. And then the 8 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 7. That's 7. That should be the age of 7 then. Because Aki's 18 now, so then it would have to be 7 if you're 25. Wait a minute. That would mean you're 26 now. God damn it. I don't know. I'm just trying to be, yeah, age 8. Really? How do we know you're not lying about your age? A lot of talents claim to be younger than what they actually are, you know. I have noticed that Omi-sama's breasts do have the appearance of someone who has, breastfed at least one child. My, could it be that Maria has secretly been a mother all this time? I can see her as a mom. Unbelievable. I can't believe the nonsense you guys spout sometimes. It's only a matter of time until you assheads start sending me cards congratulating me on retirement. I knew I couldn't trust any of you perky-titted hoes. Maria does look like she could be a mom, though. No, it's not an insult. She just looks like one. She could be one. Getting that MILF territory, my girl. Anyways, Aki smiled, knowing that the girls were just doing their best to cheer her back up. Mika stood from the sofa and approached Aki bearing a large paper bag. What do you want, Chuni-chan? I bought some anime DVDs for you to watch and some handheld games and manga. It must get boring in the hospital by yourself, so maybe. I highly recommend the Black Opera series in particular. Maybe the joys of seeing Sylvia Nightsong's adventures will speed up your recovery. Ah, I see. You know I don't have any interest in that stuff. But since I'm gonna be stuck here for a while anyways, I guess I can check it out and see what's the big deal about Black Opera. You shall not be disappointed. By the time you are cured, you too shall be a devotee of the Night March. Anyways, thanks.
Aki-chan?
Yeah?
Well, I told you that you were pushing yourself too hard. But I'm not angry at you because you were just doing what's best for the sake of the team.
Everyone, I'm sorry. Even though we worked so hard, at this rate I don't know if I'll be better in time for the Grand Prix. Who cares about that now? But, Maria, this could be your last chance. Hey, this is why I can't live with you. You're writing me off already, just because a few years older than you brats. Don't worry, I'm not planning to go anywhere. The Grand Prix was pretty lame last year. I bet it's gonna blow again. I'm so glad we don't have to participate in that again. Indeed, I'm sure our fans will continue to support us regardless of whether we appear. The grandest event of the, not to think, but in a business standpoint, for you to be sick, you would gain a lot more attention from your fans, and they'd probably cheer you on to get better, you know, that kind of stuff. You might rile them up more. The grandest event of the summer is Comic-Con. All the other events have no meaning.
Aki-chan, don't worry about us. Right now, you should just focus on getting better. After all, it's not like it was our last chance. It's not like Starnova's going to disband or anything like that. As long as you get better again, the seven of us can do the best next time.
Alright, but I'll still do my best to recover. It's still too soon to throw in the towel. There's still time left. You're right, the Grand Prix won't be for another 2 months. Yeah, like, you have a full month to, chill. A full month and a half, maybe, to chill. You know, you never know. Take all the time you need. I sighed as I read the front cover of the tabloid. Hashiwagaki injured, Starnova in jeopardy? While the headline wasn't of the sort which would stir up fan anger, I still wasn't pleased that the paparazzi were already buzzing around Aki, fishing around for a scoop. The poor girl overworked herself and was recuperating at a hospital. Imagine some sleazy cameraman stalking her to get a compromising photograph in such a situation really ticked me off. I looked at the clock. The other girls must be visiting her right now. Come to think of it, I haven't seen her since she was admitted, thanks to the amount of work I had to do now. I should go and see how she's doing. I picked up my coat and headed out of the office. By the time I arrived, Aki was by herself in her room. Pardon me. Producer. Are you by yourself? I thought the others were going to come visit. You just missed them. They left about 10 minutes ago. I see. They all had smiles plastered on their faces and were bending over backwards, saying it's not my fault. But they're all upset, aren't they? After all, I forced them to train so much, always saying they were good enough. But in the end, it was me who ruined everything. I can already imagine what they said to each other before visiting me. Sasachi's probably made everyone swear not to blame me, while Maria was saying that this kind of stuff happens all the time. The shit Lily's finally gotten her comeuppance, and yet, why is everyone being so nice to me? because they're your sisters. Besides, they know your true face. Despite the things you say, you're actually a good person at heart. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This Aki's arc has made me love her so much. I love this chick. She's just great. She goes through so much shit, and she's so precious at the same time. Like, I gotta say, throughout all this, like, Aki's probably become my favorite. Like, I haven't gone down the other girls' routes, but right now I can say Aki is at the top of the tier list, because I just like Aki now. She's just great. After getting to know her so much, it's great. It's just great. Like I said, in Julie's route, she started off bitchy, so that already dampered my like for her. I mean, I still like Julie, but like Aki's route, I'm loving it so far. Like, we got some Quasar drama, we got her drama. It's good. I like Aki's route so far. Even though I've only done one other, hers is my favorite route now. I don't know if Mika will change my mind, or Sasami will change my mind, or any of the others, but it's like, so far, I gotta say Aki's my favorite at the moment. I just like everything that's happening here. Like, it's all building, and she wasn't a bitch about becoming, like, the center. She's really still a nice person and everything else, even though she talked the big game in the beginning. And then once you learn that her mother's, like, kind of pulling some strings, it's like, well, you can't really blame Aki for the way she acts. And so, she's a good girl. She is a good girl. Anyways, despite the things you say, you're actually a good person at heart. And most importantly, they know that you, of all people, are the most devastated by the fact you can't compete in the Grand Prix. It's obvious from the look on your face that you're miserable. There's no way someone can badmouth a girl with a face like that. Really? Sorry about that. I can't really wear makeup while admitted in the hospital. Anyways, I just decided to come by for a bit to check up on how you're doing. Looks like the last couple of days of rest did you some good. Still, it's too soon for you to be moving around much. Looks like you're going to be in the hospital until the end of the month. Even when you're released, though, you'll be forbidden from engaging in any strenuous activities for the next 2 months. But it was obvious Aki was not listening to me. Being in denial won't change reality, you know. I know that. Oh boy, it's going to be her mom. A knock on the door interrupted Aki, or it's going to be the old man. One of the two. Yep, it's revealing you. Oh no. Oh no, it's both. That's 10 times worse. The door opened, revealing Yumiko with an unexpected visitor. Producer-san, you're visiting Aki too? Please go away. I don't like either of you. Pardon my intrusion, Producer-san. I heard that my dear Aki-chan suffered training injury and decided to come by to pay my respects. My sincerest apologies that it even took this long. I was so buried with work. Oda outstretched his arms theoretically as he approached Aki, prompting her to merely cringe and pull up her blanket to her face. My Aki, my beloved Aki, how unfortunate is this? For such a setback to occur when you were on the cusp of finally defeating Quasar. The heartbreak. Aki moved the farthest corner of her bed. Oda leaned in beside her. Well, I'm sure you'll recover in time. After all, the great Kashiwagi Aki will not go down so easily, would she? Not when there are rivals to defeat, trophies to be won. I cleared my throat to get Oda's attention, not at all appreciating his toxic presence. Aki-chan no doubt needs to rest. It does not seem appropriate to bring work at this juncture. Oh, then what are you doing here, Producer-san? Are you not the very embodiment of that which has put our dear Aki in such a condition? How cruel is it to bring yourself here when she should be surrounded by the warmth of her family? You're not family, you old fuck. While it is indeed true that I am Aki-chan's producer, my visit today was not work-related and done. What a sweatshop shiny production is, sending suits to speak sweet nothings to their talents by their hospital bedside, day and night. No wonder Aki-chan, our poor Aki-chan, has been reduced to such a state. Oda smiled like a gentle Buddha as he leaned into Aki's ear, but to me he had a sinister sneer of a serpent. This is a dangerous business, you know. Producers whispering honeyed words into your ears, setting up your teammates to manipulate you into doing this and that, and dumping you the moment you lose your use. Aki shuddered under her sheets, her body trembling with terror. Aki-chan, my precious Aki-chan. Well, I'm sure you will recover, though. After all, Quasar is yet out there. You'll never become the #1 at this rate, not until you've done what needs to be done. Get out! Get out! Aki! I stood behind Oda, barely holding the fury about to bellow from my mouth. It appears that Aki does not wish to see you, Oda-san. As a producer, I request that you respect her wishes. Well. I'm sorry, Oda-san. That girl really is a handful sometimes. That is fine. I shall bid my adieu then. Oda picked up a fruit basket and placed it beside Aki before returning to leave. A full and speedy recovery to you, Aki-chan. As the door closed behind Oda, Aki stared daggers into her mother's face. Why? Why did you bring that man here? Aki, Oda-san's an important person, you know. In this business, you simply can't afford to burn bridges with people with such influence. Yumiko-san, while that is true, it does not seem... I closed my eyes in frustration. It was as I was interrupted for what seemed like the upteenth time. Why can't these people ever calm down and think out rationally? I understand your concerns, producer-san. However, nothing in Aki's contract prohibits her from meeting another producer, if it is not in a work capacity. I was not insinuating that Aki-chan has violated any terms of her contract. I know what you're thinking. You're afraid, aren't you, that Aki might decide to leave Shining Productions. Listen to me, ma'am. I swear... Stop it, both of you, and throw out the garbage that man brought into this room. Throw it out this instant! Aki, throw it! Aki suddenly choked on her words and began coughing violently. Aki! Oh, I hit my mic. Hang on! I pushed the panic button. Moments later, the nurse burst into the room to tend to Aki. I don't like her mother at all. Here we are again. I'm getting tired of her mother's bullshit. Somebody need to smack that hoe. Anyways, I sighed with my head hung as Aki rested beside me. Sorry. What are you apologizing for? You haven't done anything wrong. But Mama was bad-mouthing you. The sins of a mother cannot be contributed to her daughter. Mama cares for me very much. She just goes too far sometimes. I don't think she cares about you. I think she cares about that money. Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe she does care, but she's not caring the way a mother should care. She just sees you as an opportunity. Other than that, you're useless to her, unfortunately. Is that really true? I wanted to tell Aki that from my point of view, it just seemed like her mother was taking advantage of Aki's wealth and popularity for her own self-satisfaction. However, I held myself back. I mean, it's obvious. She continues to bring Oda around, even though she clearly knows you dislike this man immensely. I'm pretty sure that your mother is a big bitch. There's no way someone like myself could criticize a mother-daughter relationship. Such a thing had lasted longer and ran deeper than my own relationship with Aki. Hey, producer, do you love me? Of course I do. As more than just your idol? Yeah. This is much bigger than just a producer trying to make an idol successful now. No matter what happens to you, I want to protect you. I'm glad. There's finally someone I can trust by my side. That's not true. There's plenty others. No, you see, money corrupts people. Fame corrupts people. Some people spend their whole lives asking themselves if they're number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Looking at others and asking if they're ranked above you, ranked below you, how many ranks above or below. It's a terrible obsession. Soon you forget your own name, you forget your own self, and everything becomes swallowed up in that addiction, the addiction to become number 1. I'm sick, Producer Song, but I don't mean just right now. I've been sick from the moment you met me. But you know, I don't want to be crude. I don't want to be cured. Nobody wants me to be cured. Everyone's happier with me like this. Maybe the whole world is a disease this way. I don't know. Whether I'm under pressure. Whenever I'm under pressure, I remind myself that my goal is to become the #1 producer. It gives me hope, it gives me energy. But pushing yourself this far it's just crazy, you know? You almost killed yourself from overwork. I never even realized that what I was doing was unusual. I just thought my hard work was finally paying off and we were getting somewhere, so I just had to keep working even harder. But then, something like this had to happen. Now, we really might have to lose it all. Aki held onto her tiny hand. Not yet. Remember, you're the only person who can work hard to save Starnova. All the girls are doing their best right now to hold the fort while you're gone. I'm also trying to figure out a way to save the situation. Hey, producer, do you want to hear it? Hear? How I became this way? My past? Yes, actually I do. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself? It's alright. All I've been doing lately is sleeping anyways. Telling the story for once will be a nice change of pace. Alright, so tell me, how did Kashiwagi Aki become this way? Oh boy, we get to learn her past. 12 years ago? Who is she, like, fucking 6? The earliest memory, I gotta read this as Aki since this is her telling this. One of the earliest memories I have of my mother was on Christmas Day when I was 7 years old. So are you 19 now then? Like, I don't know. They don't mark birthdays. Only fucking Julie's birthday was ever marked in here, but I assume she has to be 19 then. 12 years ago she was 7. She's 19 now then. One of the earliest memories I have of my mother was on Christmas Day when I was 7 years old. It was a cold, white Christmas for some reason. The apartment was freezing cold, so I sat huddled under a thick blanket in my mother's arms. It wasn't until I grew up that I realized how poor we were back then. We lived in a small old apartment and the heater would oftentimes break. But I was just a stupid 7-year-old. I didn't know any of that. In fact, the only thing on my mind was why I had not received a Christmas present. The teacher at my preschool had spoken at length about how Santa Claus would leave the good boys and girls presents while we were sleeping on Christmas Eve. Mama, why didn't Aki get a present from Santa? Aki was a good girl this year, wasn't she? I thought he was supposed to give good girls a present for Christmas. Mama smiled gently and held me tight. My Aki, you know Santa Claus isn't real, right? It's just made up by toy companies who want to sell their things for the holidays. It's just make-believe, made up by old men who want to make money. You see, damn. I need a moment, cause that is kind of exactly how it went with me, and it kind of hurts. that hit home a little too hard, cause I remember back in the day, your boy wasn't wealthy either. I mean, I'm not wealthy now, but at least we're better off. But, you know, we weren't that rich. And I remember that Christmas when I was told that same shit. Oh, damn, man, that hurt. Aki, I feel that at a spiritual level. Oh, damn. The exact same way. Oh, fuck, mate. Oh, damn. Oh, that really fucking hurts. Oh, I actually got a fucking tear in my eye. God damn it. Oh, shit. That hit home way too fucking hard and necessary. Ah, fucking hell, mate. I mean, at least my mom isn't a bitch, but, like, damn. I feel this on a spiritual level, Aki. Like, fuck, mate. Fucking hell. I don't know. I need some time. Should I just end the episode? It's an hour, but... I think I'm just gonna end the episode. I need to take a minute to sit to myself and think. Thank you all for watching. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button and save it to your favorites. Also share with your friends. This is Big Conixis. You can follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description below. Thank you all for watching. I love you all and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.